co-creators, and welcome to the Hot Mana podcast, where we allow Spirit to cook up messages to help foster our growth, healing, and prosperity. I am your girl, your friendly neighborhood oracle, Naima Reina, and as always, let's get started. So, this podcast, Ashe, is called The Divine Instrument. Ashe, you are the divine instrument. You are an instrument of the divine co-creator. Spirit says born again, and the energy of the yogi, and the energy of awareness. Ashe, we are all given the power, the choice to be reborn, to be renewed, to be made anew every day, every hour, every second. What are you birthing in that moment, co-creator, in this moment, in this second, on this day? What are you rebirthing? What are you reevaluating? What are you coming back to, seeing it in a new light, from a new perspective? Who are you? Who have you become? Spirit says embrace it, nourish it, and allow self to flourish as you step into this energy of this divine instrument, as this instrument of the divine. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So this message has also been a long time coming, right? So I'm hearing for a lot of you, you may have been on this spiritual path 10, 20 years. Ashe. For others, I'm hearing months, right? Maybe you've amped up your spiritual practices over the last, Ashe, 10 months to 2 years, right? And whatever this ramping up that you did, it was all a part of the plan to bring you here in this moment of now, in this second, recognizing what you've been through and how it has brought you into this energy of the divine instrument, of an instrument of the divine. I'm hearing in this rebirth energy, in this made anew energy, right? Ashe, this message is going out in the springtime, right? And Spirit is nudging me to talk about the moon, Ashe, in this time, in this moment of now. And the moon is called the flower moon because this is the time of blossoming. This is the time of coming out of, Ashe, for some of you, hermit mode into, I'm hearing the energy of the star. Ashe, I'm hearing the energy of temperance. Ashe, I'm hearing a master of the tower. When we understand that we work, that we co-create with the divine, then we welcome in towers. We welcome in the things that no longer serve us to be washed away so that new Ashe energy can come in. And Spirit says in this moment, your new energy is this acceptance, this acknowledgement that you are a divine instrument. And for a lot of you, I'm hearing this may have caused a lot of chaos in your life, Ashe, as it does, right? As we begin to reevaluate, as we, Ashe, align ourselves with that energy of the divine. There are tower moments. There are amazing aha moments. We never fear the tower here on this podcast because we understand that the tower helps us to break up foundations that do not serve us and help us to rebuild and re-acknowledge what foundations we do want and what that looks like. And from what Spirit is showing me, there is a divine rod, Ashe, that now they say sits in the middle of your castle. Because when you become a divine rod, you receive kingdoms. Come on now, Spirit. There is a rod, a tower, a flagpole that now sits in the middle of your castle, and it conducts energy. It receives energy. Ashe. And Spirit says, right, metaphorically speaking, that pole, that rod is you. When you become the divine instrument, you are able to tap into your co-creatorship, as above, so below. You take that energy from the heavens that hits that rod and you bring it down to this 3D realm to ground it, to nurture it, and to turn it, Ashe, into exactly what you need it to be. So I'm going to step aside and allow a channel message to come through. Ashe. Yes, you have stepped into your time of the divine instrument. This is not just a way to describe a person. This is an era. Ooh. This is a frequency. This means that you are a channeler. This means that you are a receiver. This means that you are a conductor. This means that you are a manifester of being, a manifester of energy. You are a seer. All these things are given unto you in this time of the divine instrument, in this time of the divine rod. As lightning strikes, you receive. You are that powerful. You are that magnificent. Think of it this way, co-creator. When the lightning hits your sands, it turns it into glass. You are a crystalline being, and you are ready to receive. This turns a page, a chapter, not only in this lifetime, but in your lifetimes to come. You have been presented with a gift, and a lot of you will receive this gift. Many of you have already received it. And now is your time to move forward as that divine rod, as that master co-creator, as the one who walks in a room and lightning strikes. The fellow energy, the fellow ascended master, Yeshua, has already come to you and explained that the Christ-like consciousness is you and that you will go further. Hello. You have made it further. Not only do you have a Christ-like consciousness, but you have the capacity, Ashe, to receive mana, to receive energy from on high, so that it may be manifested here, in this time, in this era. This is your mission. This is your purpose. The transmuter. Oh, it gets deep. And if you continue, it will get much deeper. We will leave you with this, as I am, Ashe, a representative of the Galactic Command. We will leave you with this. As this instrument, much is asked. As this instrument, much is given. If you would like to receive, Ashe, support for this mission, Ashe, allow yourself receive. For we do want to give this collective a gift, a new alignment that will help you on this journey, on this new era of time, of timelines, as this divine rod. If you would like to receive, please say within yourself that I would like to receive. And the alignment shall begin. We thank you for allowing us to realign you to this new era of the divine rod. And so it is, and so it shall be. Ashe. So is there anything else, Spirit, that you want to, I felt like this was going to be, a shorter podcast. Ashe, I didn't know that you were getting alignment, so that makes sense. So they're telling me too, from this Egyptian deck. Now they're also throwing me again too, I've said it a million times, this collective is extremely connected to your past lifetime or your past connection, your past memory of the Egyptian era. A lot of people on this planet, on this plane, Ashe, have come back from that time. Ashe, what I'm seeing is the lapis lazuli. Ashe, and we talked about this, talking about again, this collective being heavily connected to this Egyptian energy. And it was said that they would use the lapis lazuli, Ashe, to house the soul. Right? So deep soul connections with this energy. I'm also hearing with this land. Right? For some of you, there is a pilgrimage in your life that is going to eventually happen. For others, there was already a pilgrimage, Ashe, and something amazing happened to you. You had an amazing experience, and that was you remembering, that was you tapping into this ancient time, Ashe, to this other version of you. I'm also hearing that some of you, Ashe, were advisors in this time, whether that be in the 3D realm, Ashe, or the ethers. The temple of Lapis Lazuli. Your soul is very ancient and holds the wisdom of the star people from civilizations with unique high vibrational awareness that can help humanity transition from a culture based in fear to a love based community. You are here on this planet to be you to the fullest extent possible. Then you will help heal human culture so that the planet may thrive. Everything we were just saying, right? Everything that we were just saying. And I heard the Galactic Command, Ashe, representative say, also this is about the throat chakra for this Ashe collective. As you become that divine rod, they're throwing me to the mic drop, right? You're going to have a lot of mic drop moments, co-creator, where you're going to leave people in awe because this is a part of your mission, because you stepped up, right, to this time to align with this new era, with this new timeline of you being an instrument of the divine and being aware of it. You have made choices in the energy of awareness. And that has brought you here. Ashe. That has brought you here. Soul retrieval. Come on now. It's just, again, it's about this era, about you connecting. I'm also hearing meditate. I'm hearing the word Egypt. Just meditate. Egypt, Egypt, Egypt. And Spirit says, and call back your power, your wisdoms, your gifts, your blessings that are associated with that energy. Ashe. Isis, healing goddess, now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power. So be willing to go through the healing process, knowing that an emotional clearing taking place is leading you to wholeness. Knowing that any emotional clearing taking place is leading you to wholeness. Right? Because we have the jewel or the crystal that they use, Ashe, jewels. And I'm hearing abundance, right? For a lot of you, again, we have in this soul crystal, right? And then we're having soul retrieval. Spirit says for a lot of you, this is going to open up you accepting that you have the capacity to be this rod is going to open up your capacity for everything else in your life. And that's why a new alignment was needed. That's why this message had to sit in divine timing to find you. Because now you are in the capacity to receive it. And if you are not in the capacity to receive it, Ashe, this is what's coming. I'm hearing work will be done if you are not already here. And what's coming out right after that? Ashe, 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 Ashe. Serpent of fire. And we just had a message on my regular page. I show you my regular readings about this collective tapping into that energy of fire, to release, to let go, right? And again, as you become that divine rod, you need more capacity to receive. So doing meditations, especially when it comes to the fire, is going to be very beneficial for this collective, right? Allowing the fire to burn out, allowing smoke, Ashe, right? That byproduct of fire to carry that energy away, Ashe. And we also talked about the serpent, right? About this collective transforming, about your skin being too small to contain this new version of you, Ashe. About your soul being, Ashe, bigger than you could ever imagine. And Spirit says, sit with that for a moment. Think about how big and huge and beautiful and bright your soul is, and that it sits in the container of you. Ashe. And if you can contain this beautiful, bright extension of the divine, then why couldn't this vessel, Ashe, be an instrument for that? Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Serpent of fire. Do not assess your current abilities based on past standards, as they no longer apply to you. You are stronger and more powerful now than you have ever been before. You need to learn afresh what you are capable of. Come on now, because if I'm lying, I'm flying high, Ashe. But not flying. That you are capable of. And Isis helps you now. The Galactic Command helps you now. Your Egyptian ancestry helps you now. The land of Egypt, the vibration of Egypt helps you now. Ashe, High Priestess. And I looked down and saw the smoke. High Priestess. A mystery is to be unveiled. A new clarity around your direction is unfolding. Be willing to wait for the full reveal, but also recognize what is happening at this time, your moment of now, co-creator. You will be gaining valuable insight into where you are being led and for what purpose. Come on now, because it's the synchronicities for me, right? Ashe, it's the synchronicities for me, co-creator. You are going by way of light. Spirits say electricity. Come on now. We talking about the lightning rod. Ashe, we talking about sacred energy. We are talking about your life being restored into this new timeline of abundance, of service. Because when we are in service, when we are of service again, the universe, God, Mother, Creator has no choice but to give back because you give. Ashe, life restored. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of you or your life you thought to be dead is being revived and will flourish back into life. Just as the phoenix rises from the fire, transitioning from death into life, so too will you rise, healed, and renewed. Ashe, Ashe, Master, Co-Creator. Ashe, Ashe, Divine Rod, instrument of the divine. So we're going to ground it. We're going to see. Do we want to ground this spirit? Yes. Okay. So we're going to get into a little tarot so that we can grind. So we can ground this Ashe into this 3D realm. Let there be light. The Empress. Now, come on now. If you're true to this page, channel, Ashe, April 2025. I was going to say 2024. A lot of you guys were also in this Empress energy in 2024. Right? And here we are. We talked about that in the April message about this collective going through a year cycle from April to April. Again, April in that Empress energy of, come on, of 2024. And now in 2025, the Emperor energy. 3 and 4, adding up to 7. 7 is our number for spirituality. Ashe. This moment of now is also happening for you because you've went through the energy of the Empress into the Emperor. Right? You are becoming whole, co-creator. You are whole, co-creator. Right? With the Hierophant coming in, and look at that. 3 is the Empress, 4 is the Emperor, 5 is the Hierophant, and 6, the Lover's progression. Progression. Ashe. And your time of abundance is what they said. Progression in their time of abundance, Naima. For some of you, I'm hearing children. If that's what you want, Ashe. If that's what you're looking for, Ashe. Definitely see that here. I'm hearing that you may have went through and now they're adding that. Okay. So the dark night of the soul is what they were giving me. Okay. So now I get it. Right? Because there's this energy also of in between you aligning that there was this rebellion. Right? There was this complete I want to say breakdown, meltdown, right, for a lot of this collective as you came out of that energy. I'm hearing of society, of old beliefs, right, of not believing in yourself, for a lot of you of not believing in a creator source energy, right? Which happens, right? This makes complete sense. Like as we go through the dark night of the soul, as we start to, for a lot of us who came from religious backgrounds into a more spiritual, holistic background, right? There was that push and shove. There is that give and take that comes with you reevaluating your life and your belief systems. And they're saying that for a lot of you, again, it's that progression, this year, this 10 months to a year. For some of you, that 10 years to 20 years, right? And Spirit says for those of you who are on that 10 to 20 year timeline, it was about you actually experiencing. Right? Spirit says you already had the wisdom, you had the knowledge, but for whatever reason, you didn't get to use it in or experience um this until I would say that that 10 to 15 year mark, right? And then things take off for you guys, right? And I'm feeling like you know, you might have been like your girl where you were in and out, right? Because we're also talking about people who are a bit older, right? So trying to stay grounded in society, but also being lifted out by spirit, and how for some of us that just takes a longer period of time, right? There's also a maturing again for this collective that I can also feel, right? This ultimate alignment that we end up with, right? And they're throwing me to duality as we begin to understand duality, but also graduate into polarity. Knowing that, yes, there is duality, there is a black and a white, but baby, that's the yin yang, right? And it is a part of a whole, right? Again, they're throwing me to that emperor and that empress, right? Again, the lovers. So they're also telling me marriage for some of you guys, right? Again, if this is what you're calling in, right? It might not be a traditional marriage, it might not be a traditional relationship, but through you healing, and for a lot of you, a lot of these soul fragments are in again this Egyptian era. For a lot of you, you knew great love in this Egyptian era, right? And there's a longing, there's a nostalgia associated with that. But with you working, right, with spirit, with the dark night of a soul, with the or being willing to do this work, right? Spirit says you have the opportunity, you have the chance, and some of you have already taken it to start to heal, Ashe, some of these wounds that were left in that time. And those of you who have, right, again, this new timeline is opening because of it. Union. This collective is in great union, right? I heard don't let them steal your joy. Because triumph, right? A lot of loss for this collective too, right? But again, you gained so much. You may have been overwhelmed, you may have felt trapped, especially for family issues, but Spirit says, and some of you may have gotten very sick, right? But Spirit says that's because you were still holding on to that energy. For some of you, very angry energy, right? But you will overcome this. Some of you have overcame this. And Spirit sees it. And they are aligned with it. They say, do not hesitate. Don't try to strategize this, co-creator. This is who you are. You don't have to strategize anything. You just have to be you and receive your blessings. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And we're going to end it there, co-creator. Because that was a beautiful, heavy message. Right? That's what we do. We allow Spirit to come through with them mana, with them messages. Ashe to foster our healing, health, and prosperity. And that I say that's what they did. That's what they did. So as always, thank you so much for allowing me to walk in my purpose, to be of service. Right? Thank you for allowing me to tap into your energy. Ashe. And as I always say, namaste. My light sees your light. And ashe, we are all connected. We are all you. Ashe. So we're going to do those. We're going to roll the credits. Ashe. You can always get yourself a personal reading. Check any of the links out on my bio and head over to my Etsy store and book your reading. I have also started something amazing that I've wanted to do, and that is I have my own deck that I am selling. It's called the One Word Inner Child deck, and it's a series of one word cards. Ashe, come on now, talking about the energy. And number 9, talk about transformation. Come on now, Spirit, speak to them. And last but not least, they say overcoming. Ashe. So this deck is available on my Etsy if you would like to purchase. I'm going to be coming out with more decks. I also have an Earth Angel affirmation deck that's also on my Etsy. So make sure you guys head over and tap into this energy of transformation, right? Because I hear you have overcome so much. And for a lot of you, you are ready for this deck, right? Because this is the inner child deck. And I wanted it to be very intuitive, heavy. So there is no book to this first deck, I say. Right? There will be a book to the second deck, and that will be the bigger oracle cards, probably the 3x5s, and it'll probably come with a book. But that'll be later on down the line. But these are amazing. And the purpose is for you to take these one words and turn it into a million possibilities, right? Because as children, all we needed were words, right? I was a big reader. And it helped me to process Ashe and step into my empowerment, right? As I was in the books all the time, right? I was the princess in the castle, and right. So it's based on that. Look at that 24, 25. Again, this collective is ascending because you have overcome so much, right? And because again, we talked about it, that lightning rod. You are this energy co-creator. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And I will see you on the next one.